Hello, if anyone's out there, how you doing? If not, I guess I'll have to wait until someone shows up. So we'll just be here waiting until somebody shows up. So I know I got a few thumbs up already, but that doesn't mean anybody's here. They came in, gave me a thumbs up, and popped back out, and that's all right. Hey, how you doing, Elizabeth? Welcome to the channel. If you want, you can come up. Oh, that's gonna turn that down. There we go. Have it over there. Uh, Glad to see you come up. I appreciate that, Lizabelle. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing your name right. Is Liz Abel or Lizabelle? I would say Lizabelle. Thank you for coming. We're yeah. Hey, Mike, how you doing, man? And I have to agree with you, Mike. Now that I don't think it was the ranch, but that chicken bacon ranch pizza I had was a little too salty for my taste. It was decent, but I won't get the ranch on the pizza next time. So I have to say I have to agree with you, Mike. It was a little salty. Well, wasn't quite as good as I was hoping. Oh, give me a minute. All right, let me get my hat. Give me a second. Uh, is this better, Mike? Hopefully, this is better. Uh, I didn't even think about the hat. So, all right, now we got the hat on. Is everybody happy? Uh, Happy weekend, everybody. I hope your weekend's going well. I know it's Sunday over in the Philippines, but it's Saturday in Canada and here in the United States. And I don't know what the heck's going on with this other phone. It just picture for some reason downsized on me. But yeah, well, I have hair, but up here it's very thin. Now, if I grow my hair out, there you can see I have hair. It's just not that. Hey, JLB, how you doing, man? That's not JLB. That's one of the JLB haters. Yeah, I'm a little thin on top there, Mike. Now the sides, I have plenty of hair. I cut my hair off last week. Uh, on the sides, I got lots and lots of hair. On the side and the very back, but on top, I'm kind of thin. Uh, I've been that way for quite some time. It's just gotten worse over the years. When I first started thinning out, it was only at the back. It was a bald spot in the back. And I know you're not. Yeah, there you go. Hi, not JLB. Uh, Thank you for coming, man. It's been a while since you've been in. Now, Mike and I remember you from Chris and Sabu's live streams. It's been a long time since Chris has done one. I miss his. Always enjoyed watching him walk around Cebu and showing the sights. That's one of the reasons why when I do finally move to the Philippines, I want to go to Cebu for a while. I don't know if I'll like it there. It may be too big. I'm talking about as a city, uh, but we're going to give it a go. If not there, then we'll try a few other places. I don't know if bald Trump or not. I know I'm kind of bald on top. Like I said, I can grow my hair, and you can see hair on top of my head, but it's very, very thin. Uh, 10 years ago, it wasn't that thin. I mean, it was thin in the back, but not on top. But then it started thinning out more and more as I got older. Oh, excuse me, belched the pizza. Um, but yeah, it just something I had to come to grips with. I mean, it's not something I enjoyed. Uh, I always liked my hair. I used to, when I was younger, I used to get compliments on my hair because it was wavy. And Dumaguete is one of the places I would check out. Ormoc on Leyte would be another place. Davao in Mindanao would be a place. And then just outside of Manila, I would not live in Manila. If I couldn't handle Cebu, I don't think I could handle Manila. Uh, but like I said, my plan A is Cebu, and as I get closer to going, because y'all know I want, it's about 3 years before I go. Uh, when I get closer to going, then my plan B will be a little more firmed up. Wherever I go, this is one of the reasons why Dumaguete is going to be in it. Uh, well, hey Jerry, how you doing, man? Come on up. The one thing, hey Ian, how you doing? Blessed Sunday to you. It's Saturday here. I hope everybody's having a good weekend. The one thing about Leyte, Mike, is that's where Dan and Man Minnie live. Of course, they live in Bye Bye. I wouldn't want to live in Bye Bye. I would probably live in Ormoc. Uh, hey, Ann, how you doing? But I don't know if I'll do that. Like I said, it's a notion that's in the back of the head. It is something I will consider. I know Danny from Road to the Philippines would like me to go to Davao because he lives in Mindanao, not too far from Davao. Hey, Jerry, how you doing, man?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. And Crystal says hi.
Hey, Crystal's Adventure. It's very
And
windy, so
Yin says hi.
Yin?
Yeah, Yin. Yin,
Right.
Aaron Sai. I think it's Yin. YHEN. Yin.
Yeah, that's how I address her on the comments on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's very windy, so let me know if it's too windy, then I'll mute it.
No, you're doing fine.
Yeah,
It's not bad at all.
I can't connect the gimbal to the microphone, external mic, since it's a live interaction.
Yeah. Well, that's okay. I said you can hear the wind a little bit, but it's not too loud at all.
Yes, March, April, May are the windiest months of the year here.
Yeah. Well, Mike, I don't know if that would be a good place for me or not. You saying 3.5? You're saying 3,500 per month? Are you saying 35,000 per month? Because that 3,500 doesn't sound very expensive at all. That's only about 70 bucks a month.
What is it? 35? What?
He said 3.5 thousand per month.
That point is a comma instead of a point?
No, it's a point.
Okay.
Now, like I said, that's only $70 a month. Actually, it's a little under because I'm doing it at 50 yen to $1, it'd be 70. So
Do you remember
700.
Do you remember where I was staying there in December? Where the trikes would pass by?
Yeah.
Or that my friend, she's not there anymore, but she was paying $4K a month rent.
That's not bad. That's only about 4,000 is only about 80 bucks a month.
Yeah, $80, and then of course the electricity and the water. But
yeah, but no, at that price, I would expect to pay all that different. Well, you look at Steve from the Expat Info Channel. His place is only about $80 a month plus his utilities and stuff.
Yes, not that pricey. Well, this is in town. Of course,
Well,
it'd be a lot.
he's in. I'm trying to remember the name of the city he's in.
In the province, you can probably get a.
No, he's in a
It's in the
city.
city.
He's in
Yeah.
a city, but he's right. The mayor doesn't live far from. Now he's, a little farther out. He's not in the city center. But he's still considered the city where he's at. He says he can walk to the street and catch a trike all the time.
Yeah, tracks and jeepneys aren't that far away.
So Mike says yes, less than $100 per month. That place. It'd be something I'd have to look at when I get there. Hey Tim, how you doing? Come on up, Tim.
Where's Mike from? Where's Mike? Is he also from Leyte or?
This is
one
Mike.
of those Visayas.
Mike is the one that's in outside of Dumaguete, but he's in Canada. Mike married to a beautiful woman. He's from Ontario, Canada.
Visayas.
And they live outside of Dumaguete.
Okay.
Him and his wife. Well, his wife right now. Mike's in Canada. He's getting ready to go back to. I think right, Mike. You're in Canada right now. Well, by the way, we got one of the JLB haters in the building. JLB
wow.
has the IQ of a bald turnip. And hey, Mingay, how you doing? Welcome. But so yeah, I was in LV's live stream. I think it was LV's last night. I was in somebody's live stream last night.
See, I'm gonna do a time lapse.
Was going to get a pizza, and I got a bacon chicken ranch pizza. Mike says ranch is worse than pineapple. I don't know about that, but it wasn't as great as I thought it would be. And I mean, it was a decent pizza, but it was too salty.
Yeah, sodium.
Yeah, it was too much sodium for me. I mean, so the next time I want a chicken pizza, I'll get a buffalo chicken. And yeah, it was. Now the first night I had it was even saltier than, because I buy a medium and I get more than one meal out of it. And so I actually got 3 meals out of this one. Usually I get 2, but I just didn't feel like eating 3 slices, so I ate 2 each time. Cindy, how you doing? Sable, welcome.
Hi.
And so yeah, we got Cindy Papa and Sable's music videos in now.
Yeah.
So
I can't remember the name of the pizza place over there. The one that's used to be here in the States.
See, there's God.
Real popular. I can't remember the name.
I'm trying to think. Shakey's? Is that it?
Yeah, Shakey's. Yeah, Shakey's. I couldn't remember the damn name.
Oh, see, I've never been to a Shakey's, but I remember them talking about it in other videos.
I went to 2019.
A few others.
Yeah, I went to Shakey's. Well, not there. To go or dine out or 2019.
Yeah. Hey, Tim says it's Shakey's too.
Yeah.
Tim, do you remember? Was that originally a California pizza place that expanded, then kind of died out?
They used
I don't remember ever going to a Shakey's. Now, Pizza Huts I've been to, Tim. I've been to Pizza Huts. They're in the Philippines too.
Maybe in the 70s or somewhere like that.
Oh, but see, I've been eating pizza since the 60s, man, or 50s.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think I started in the 80s. It's kind of poor, so we didn't eat that as me as a little kid.
I can't say we were rich. We weren't. When my dad was working, we were upper middle class. My father was a truck driver, drove cross country. And when I was 12, my father went on total disability. He lifted something wrong. I don't know if he was helping load or unload his truck. Back in the 60s, a lot of drivers had to help load and unload their trucks. and he lifted something wrong and pulled a bowel out of place. He went from 258 pounds down to 150 pounds in 3 months, and never
Yeah,
worked another day. Never worked another day the rest of his life. So we went from middle class, upper middle class probably, without my mom working, to poor, where we were getting federal, government cheese and milk and peanut butter and that kind of stuff. Federal assistance till my mom started working, and my dad finally got his Social Security. But there was like 3 or 4 months we were, dirt poor. I remember standing in line with my mom because, like I said, my dad was he couldn't really go out of the house too much. He was in that bad a shape for quite a while, and so I would go stand in line for the government assistance food program, and so I remember doing that for quite a bit when I was young, and then and that's one of the reasons why I think I'm a firm believer it affected me as far as planning for the future. Uh, my father always said if he was faking his injury, and was just retired, he would really enjoy it.
yeah,
He enjoyed not being on the road, gone all the time, and so I think that affected me quite a bit because I never planned for the future, and it's sort of thing. My father wasn't a great planner for the future even before he got hurt, so it could have been that too. But as a kid, my father was my hero, and to see him go from, like I said, big strong ox to a weak person
yeah,
really affects a boy. Like I said, I was preteen; I wasn't even a teenager yet, and Dad always said if he was faking it, he'd really enjoy it. And so one of the things I always thought about is, what happens when you're ready to retire, you can't enjoy it because of your health. And so I tried to do as much as I could, never worried about the future. And like I said, that was a wrong lesson to take. Believe me, it was.
yeah. I believe that.
But that's the lesson I took from it. The lesson should have been is try to enjoy today, but save for tomorrow.
Yeah,
And I didn't save for tomorrow. I just full bore straight ahead, enjoyed my life. And so now that's why I can't retire right now. I got to keep working. Uh, and plus, like I said, I can't leave right now because my mom's still alive, and I'm not going to go somewhere where I can't be back home in a short order if I need to be. Like I said, she's 98, so I don't want to be that far away. I could be home in probably within a day. I could leave and be home that same day right now if I really needed to. It'd be tough on me, but I could do it.
yeah. North America would be Central America, but overseas it'd be difficult to
Yeah.
make a flight that in that time frame.
Like I said, I could drive home from where I'm at and be home in the same day. Okay, fly, I could be there in a few hours.
Yep.
As long as I got an open flight, I can be there. So because I can catch a flight right into Terre Haute. That'd probably take me 3 or 4 hours by plane. So figure within 6 hours I could be home because you got to get there, get through security, and then get on your plane and fly. I don't think I could catch a direct flight from where I'm at to Terre Haute, but I could catch it into Indianapolis and from Indianapolis to Terre Haute, or Indianapolis. I'm from here to Chicago and Chicago to Terre Haute. Depends on which way you get me out quicker. I also have sisters who probably be willing to meet me in Indianapolis and take me home. So a lot of different ways to do it. Jerry, Mike wants to know if you have more cats or chickens.
Well, mine, I don't
Hey,
have
Jack.
cat. The cats aren't mine,
So
but they're family. They're pets of the family. But there's more damn cats than chickens. Chickens, there's only 13. 3 roosters and 11 hens and 10 hens.
All right. So you
But
got
yeah, I don't.
the
The
family
only
has
pet,
more cats than you have chickens. All right.
yeah, so it's yeah. But cats that I own, I don't have any cats or any dogs because they're not mine.
Yeah. Well, I like dogs and I like cats, but I won't have either one. Especially dogs because you think about it. I work 10-hour days. I live in an apartment, so I can't let them out and let them run around. And I'm going to be gone for 11 and a half to 12 hours from the time I get up and take off for work from the time I get back home. 10 hours working, then, I leave about an hour before I have to be at work.
Be stressful
Uh,
on the poor dog.
yeah. So, like I said, it's at least 11 and a half to 12 hours before I get back home. And that's too long to leave a dog in a house, in an apartment.
Yeah.
So, and I like dogs better than cats. I like cats too, but
If,
if I choose, I choose a dog.
yeah, even if you had a small little Chihuahua or something like that, it'd still be 11
I,
hours. It's still a long time.
well, like I said, there's no dog going to wait 11 hours to go to the bathroom. I'm sorry. 11,
No,
12 hours, they're just not going to do it.
nope,
And you can't expect them to do it.
no.
And now, a cat, you can get the litter box and put out water and food, and they're okay. But you have to buy all kinds of things for a cat so they don't tear everything up because they got to claw stuff. So you have to get them a claw
Yeah, you gotta buy
post,
another.
and then you got to get them this. You got to get them, and I don't like cats enough to spend that kind of money on a cat. Mike says cats taste better than dog.
Yeah, see, all these animals are outdoor animals, so
Sorry to hear you're sick. Jack says still in bed under the weather. Got to stay in the chat today. So he's just going to stay down there, which is fine. We're
speedy
glad you
recovery.
came.
Yeah,
And yeah, you got to recover. This is my. I work 4 days a week. I get Saturday, Sundays, and Mondays off. So this is my first day off. I slept in today. On the days I work, I get maybe 6 hours sleep. I try to get more than that, but I usually don't. I usually get 5 to 6 hours. I'm in bed 7 to 8, but I don't sleep that much. I wish I did, but yeah. Mike says, he goes, Tim, try getting stopped by police. My last name is Gunn. Yeah, that's, just tell him it's Tommy Gunn. There you go, Mike. Name your son Tommy. Hey, lady, how you doing? Welcome. Peter Gunn. Yeah, wasn't that a TV show, Tim? Peter Gunn? I was thinking Tommy for Machine Gun. Tommy Gunn. Tommy Gunn.
Peter Gunn. Yeah, and there's also a song,
Yeah.
instrumental song, Peter Gunn.
Yeah.
The one that I remember is by Lee's Dwayne Eddy. You should.
Which Eddie?
Dwayne Eddy is from your time. He did. He also did with a song in the. Remember the Forrest Gump when he's running away in the bicycle where he loses his braces on his legs. Trying to think of that name of the song. Can't remember it.
Tim goes, I remember the Peter Gunn theme song.
Yeah, the theme song.
Yeah.
Dwayne Eddy, he did a version of that song. He's a guitarist known for twang style music.
Okay.
It's from your generation, the late 50s and early 60s.
Like I said, I remember the show. I don't. If I remember right,
Yeah.
Peter Gunn was a private eye.
That's before my time. I never saw the show.
But Well, like I said, it was a long time ago, so I'm not positive.
Yeah, back in the 60s.
But back in those days, there was a lot of private eyes, westerns, cop shows.
Yeah, westerns and detective and
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, private detectives and regular cop shows. There was oh oh Dragnet is the one I'm thinking of.
yep.
And West Side, how you doing, West Side? Give me a moment here. West Side Accountability's here. Thank you for coming. And I see West Side in other chats every once in a while. So we're just got home from work, huh? Well, like I said, Saturday happens to be one of my days off. Saturday, Sundays, and Mondays. And so, but if I need to, the guy that works Mondays can work one of my other days. And if I need it off, it won't be overtime for him. And I can take it as a paid day off. So I try to either take a Friday or a Tuesday off to give myself. But that'll only be for a medical, like if I have to go to the VA for the doctors and stuff. I can't get it done on a Monday. But if I got to go with the doctors, I just get whatever day I can. But I'll try for a Monday, Tuesday, or Friday. But you might as well get something out of it. I prefer a Friday. Go in early than have a long weekend.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Has Retro been to the chats lately? I know that I leave early, so I don't.
What was that about the chat?
Retro.
Retro's not been in lately. No, he was in a few weeks ago. He's been in Dan's a couple. I saw the other day. I wasn't there, but I did see some replay of it. One of his live streams. He was on Dan's.
But, Dan does this really early. Oh, for us here.
Yeah, Dan's is early for me.
Yeah.
Usually when he's on, I'm getting ready. If it's for work day, I'm getting ready or driving into work.
Yeah, I'm getting ready for work.
Yeah, like I said, I get up on the days I work. I get up at 4 in the morning, and then I take off about 5, and I don't get home until about 5 in the evening. Because when I go in, it's not that busy, but when I go home, it's pretty busy traffic. Tim, you didn't miss my live stream last week. I didn't have one. I was visiting my oldest sister and her family, and so I did not have a live stream last week. I did mention that, but you probably missed my mentioning it, that I was going to do one. I did mention it in another live stream as well, somebody else's, but I wasn't going to do one last week because I was going to be out of town, and I hadn't seen my sister in a few months, so I went up and visited with her. I was going to do something else on Sunday, but I wasn't feeling the best, and my sister didn't want to go do what it was at, so we sat around and talked all day Sunday. So I had a nice visit with her. I was going to stay through Monday, but because of the eclipse that was going on, I didn't want to drive home during that time frame where everybody else would either be traveling or during the eclipse itself. So I left Sunday and drove home, and then I just took Monday and relaxed. I went out and tried to see the eclipse.
Was it visible over there? It was mostly overcast over here.
So it was very overcast, and if you put those glasses on, you couldn't see a thing.
Yeah.
And if you used your camera, depends on how the clouds were, you can see a little bit, but not much. If you look through your camera, only put your camera up and looked at it, not the sun itself. But if you put the glasses on, you could not see a thing.
No. Yeah, here, same here. It was even San Antonio and the places up north in Texas. It was all overcast.
Oh, hey Tim, Mike brought up a good thing. He wants to know if you're Filipino to come over today and how does she like it. I wonder how you like your new place. You moved. So have you got completely moved now? It's been a couple of weeks. Oh, she's going to come over and try out some new curtains. All right. But I hope you like your new place, Tim. Tim lived in that place for quite a while. So that was a big move.
Does Tim live in San Fernando, or does he live in
Tim he lived in Angeles.
So he can go visit the Walking Street and all that.
Tim doesn't go down there. He doesn't live in. He lives in Angeles, but he doesn't go there.
I wouldn't. But that's like, for me, that's something that I would find interesting. Maybe 30 years ago.
I'm going to tell you the truth. If I was there, I might walk down there just to see it, but I wouldn't hit the bars or. So I doubt if I would go.
I'd go in the day. I wouldn't go at night.
That's what I meant. I know I wouldn't go at night. I'm talking about during the day.
Yeah, just say, hey, you know what? I was here. No action. Because it's, of course, daytime.
Yeah.
It's like when I go to Mexico and they say there's no people. I say, yeah, it's like it's 7 a.m. Or when I go to the nature park, there's nobody here. Yes.
Yeah. Well, when I was in San Diego, I was a kid. 22 and younger. We used to go down to Tijuana, but if you drove down, you went down during the day. You didn't drive down there at night. If you wanted to go down at night, you went in a group.
Yeah.
You walked across. You didn't take your car across, and you stayed in a group. It would just play safe. Most of the time you're going to be safe no matter what. But if you're walking around by yourself down there at night, you're looking for trouble. And
especially if you're.
Like I said, you could get down there and not have any trouble at all by yourself. But then again, like I said, then you go down the next time, or maybe you go down 2 or 3 times and no problem, but then you have the problems. And if you go in a group of 3 or larger, you almost never have any problems. And, it just, I know guys that got robbed down there, but they usually were by themselves. And, so nobody got, cut or killed or anything that I know. I mean, the people I knew, they got their wallets stolen. But there were knives pulled on, but they just gave their money up. And there was nothing else to happen. So this is back in the early 70s and to mid 70s. Because after I hit 21, I pretty much didn't go down to Tijuana anymore, unless it was during the day because it was a great place to go shopping. You can go down there and buy some good leather goods and stuff like that, fairly reasonable, especially compared to the United States. And it was quite safe. It was like 2 different cities. You went down during the day. It was like, hey, girlie, how you doing? It was very clean, very, very more family oriented. Like I said, you go down there with your girlfriend, your wife, your kids, whatever, and walk around and shop and all that. No problems. But at nighttime, those places are closed up. And no, never did do that, Mike. No. Was never interested in that. I don't know how anybody could be interested in that. I've heard of them, but I never went to see them. Never wanted to go see it.
I don't see the chat. What did Mike ask?
Hey, Larry, did you go see the Donkey Show? I've heard of those shows, but I never did go see them. There was nothing I was ever interested in, Mike. I don't know how you would find that interesting. There's people that did. I mean, I knew guys that talked about it, but I can't say for sure I know anybody that went to see it, but I do know guys talked about doing it. I know I wouldn't do it. I've seen some strange strip shows, but nothing like that. And so we won't go into what I have seen, but it was nothing like that. No. Yeah, yeah, Mike, and I believe it because, like I said, when I was, I heard of those. I heard of people going to them, but none of my friends ever went. At least if they did, they never owned up to it. Like I said, when I would go to Tijuana at night for the bars, we would usually go. There was three bars. I can't even remember the name of them anymore, but they were pretty much American bars. You paid, I can't remember what it was to get into each bar, but that would include a free drink. So your cover charge was fairly. It was like you had to buy a drink pretty much. It wasn't much more than what the cost of a drink would be. But you had to pay that to go in. So you couldn't just go in, turn around, and walk out. You had to buy a drink. That was the cover charge. And at those bars, you had to show that you were an American to get in. They would not let the Mexican citizens in those bars unless they were with Americans. And even then, they didn't always want to let them in. The reason for this was they had a lot of teenage kids, high school kids and early college kids would go down to Tijuana on the weekends, especially, to party. And they wanted to make it where, there weren't people bothering the girls, and also they didn't want any hookers in there. All right. And so those bars was where we usually went, but occasionally we'd go out and do some bar hopping at the bars that catered to the locals and the sailors and the Marines. And but they did have bars that we'd stay out of because they were pretty much all local. You walk in, you could tell it was a local bar. You'd say thank you and turn around and walk out because you could tell you could get in a strange look like, hey, you don't belong in this bar. This is ours. And you leave. I mean, you don't be stupid. Just say, all right, sorry, guys, and walk out or buy a drink, have it real quick, and get. Usually we just turn around and walked out because, like I said, you're not looking for trouble. You're looking to have a drink. And but there was enough bars that you didn't have to go into those. And like I said, there was three bars where you could go in and the music would be real loud. There would be a lot of dancing and young pretty girls because, like I said, they were high school and early. The college girls before they hit 21 would come down there. And same thing with the college guys, the high school guys. You'd have the ones from about 16 up to about 20. You have a bunch of them in there. And like I said, at this time, I'm 18 to 20. So, I mean, I'm right in that age group. So we would go in there. Everybody that I ran around with was in that age group. Now, once we hit 21, we pretty much didn't go down too much. We might go down once in a blue moon, but nothing like we did before. I think I went down once or twice after I hit 21. That was it. There was a lot of good bars in San Diego. If you were 21, you didn't need to go down. So that's what I did. I enjoyed it. But like I said, after I hit 21, normally if I went down, I took my girlfriend down during the day and we'd go shopping. And I would drive down. I used to have a 68 Chevelle Sport convertible. And I would drive down and we'd do a little shopping and drive back. And like I said, I felt very safe. I didn't worry about my car. I'd park it, in Tijuana itself. But it was quite safe during the day. At nighttime, I'd be afraid somebody would steal the tires or do something, because like I said, it was like two different cities. Daytime was a well-behaved, civilized city. At nighttime, it was a wild, wide open party city, which lent itself more towards mischief, shall we say. And so that's why if you drove down towards Tijuana, you parked on the American side and walk across. Take a cab from the border into the city or walk into the. I've done both. I've taken a cab into the Tijuana from the border, and I've also walked from the border to Tijuana. I happen to be a person, especially back in those days, I like to walk. I still enjoy walking. Can't walk as much as I did when I was that young. I used to walk 10 miles or more a day when I was that young a lot. 5 miles was just, a nice little stretch. Uh, and then, like I said, the older I got, the less I walked. And but from like ninth grade to 20, I walked quite a bit. And I enjoyed it. Then at 21, I got my first car and started walking a whole lot less.
I was kind of late. Oh, yeah, that's kind of late. I got my first car at 18.
Well,
Or
at 18, I joined the Navy. I
so
didn't bother
you,
buying a car.
yeah, so you already knew what. No need to buy something. I'm departing.
Oh yeah. Well, see, I knew. I cannot remember. And this is the honest to God truth. I cannot remember never wanting to go in the branch. I always wanted to go into the military. From the time I can remember, the military was something I wanted to do after high school. And this is before I ever got into high school. I'm talking about grade school. I always knew I wanted to go into the military. Now, what branch I wanted to go into would change from time to time. I mean, there was a time I wanted to be a Marine or a soldier or Air Force and Navy and all that. And that would change from time to time. But even with Dom going on, I always wanted to go in. I was never, I'm not going in, Dom's going on. And that started when I was in uh, grade school. Dom did. I was in grade school when Dom started. Uh, now what, fourth, fifth grade, somewhere around there? But like
Yeah.
I said, I always wanted to go in the military. It was just something I've always wanted to do. And so I was gun ho Marine up until about a couple of months before I went in. I was going to go Marine Corps. And I talked to three guys that were all former Marines, all had been in Vietnam. And all of them said the exact same thing. They did it, but wouldn't want to do it again. And then there was a family friend. Now he was older than me. He had been in Vietnam, but he was a sailor. And when the Marines started to give him a hard time, they'd asked him what job he did. They'd all shut up when he told them what he did. He was a heavy equipment operator. If you ever seen the movie Green Berets, where they're out there clearing the brush and they get shot at, well, that was his job. He got shot at quite a bit because he'd be out there cleaning the brush. That's what he did. He had to do 6 years. I think he did over 2 years in Nam. And he said he was proud he did it and would do it again. Now, he almost got killed, but it wasn't it. It was and wasn't in country. I mean, he wasn't on land. He did his year and a half or 2 years, whichever it was. I can't remember. He had to do at least a year and a half, might have been two, in country. And not a scratch. And all the firefights he'd been in, not a scratch. And so he gets on the ship. They're going to send him, I think, Japan by ship instead of flying him for whatever reason. And the ship gets fired on. It rocks, and a hatch falls, hits him in the head, and almost kills him. He spent over 3 months in the hospital because the hatch hit him in the head.
A hatchet?
Yeah, a hatch. Hatch, hatch. If you ever watch a movie with ships, a hatch is what they close and tighten down. All right. Now they have some hatches that are on the deck that you open up and you go down the deck. There's ladders that goes down the deck. There's other hatches that are just go from bulkhead, open up and from one room into another room. Well, he was going down one of the hatches that went from one level to another level. And when the ship got fired on, that hatch, however, came loose and fell and hit him in the head. Almost killed him.
It's all cast iron, isn't it?
No, it didn't capsize. It just rocked the ship, and the hatch broke loose and fell and hit him in the head.
Gee.
He spent over 3 months in the hospital. They weren't sure if he was going to live or die for a few months. So I mean, he was in pretty bad shape. All right, Mike, you take care. He says, Mike says, I'm going to see you next live, Larry. Everyone be careful. Remember to love all the Filipinos except married ones because husband may have a bolo.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you better be careful with the single ones because daddy may have a bolo and not like you. or she may have a boyfriend that has a bolo. But yeah, so yeah. But like I said, he said he was proud he did it. This is after he got injured. I talked to him, and he said he would do it again. So I decided I would rather do something that I was proud of and was willing to do again. Plus, like I said, Nam was going on, and I got to thinking, well, if my ship gets shot out from under me, I'm a darn good swimmer. I mean, I could stay in. I can swim I'm a very strong swimmer. Or at least I was at that time. Not now, but I was then. I could swim. I could stay in the water and swimming for probably an hour or more without needing a break. I mean, I was a very strong swimmer. And I got to thinking, I could stay afloat and swim for quite a while in the ocean if I need to. But how well can I hide behind those little bamboo trees when I'm getting shot at?
Yeah.
And so I decided to go in the Navy. My older brother was in the Navy. And so I went in the Navy. And I did over 6.5 years active. Actually, I did over 6 years and 7 months active. Just short of 6 years and 8 months. But yeah, 6 years, 7 months, and I want to say 14 days or something like that active. Somewhere around there. It might have been 6 months, but I'd have to stop and figure it out. But yeah, I went in on March 3rd, 1972, got out October 16th, 1978. And I was sworn in on December 27th, 1971. So you had that little extra time to it because that was considered construction time. If I'd have stayed in for retirement, that would have counted towards my retirement. But I did over 6 years, and I got out. And sometimes I regret that I got out, but other times I don't. If I'd have stayed in my career, I'd be a whole lot better off financially right now. But my dad died less than 2 years after I got out, so I don't regret it because I got to spend that time with my father. Now, he'd go to Texas during the winter, but I still got to spend the time with him during the summer and the falls. And so I got to spend that time with my father before he passed away. And he was 61 when he passed away. So for that reason, I'm glad I got out. That's the only reason I'm glad I got out as I look back on things. Now, if I could have got a hardship duty because he had been sick, that would have been different. And who knows, maybe I could have. But, you can't regret the past, you can't change it. So,
yeah.
But yeah, so like I said, now my mom is 98. We'll stick around for her. Now, my sisters all know that I plan on moving to the Philippines. I've told all of them. 2 weeks ago, I don't know if you were here, Jerry, when my little sister was on. That's when I told her. The first
She
time
was on the stream?
Huh?
She was on the video stream or just on the chat?
She was just in the chat. She doesn't come in.
Okay. Yeah, no, I think it probably after I had left.
Could be. Her name's Carla Thompson.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's been previously.
Yeah, that was a couple of weeks ago. And we were talking about her daughter being sick. Her daughter has thyroid problems.
Oh.
And my niece. And,
yes.
So I called my niece the next day and talked to her to see how she was doing. And my niece is in her 30s. Okay. All right, guys. My nephews are in their 50s. Hey, what can I say? I'm not young.
Nope.
My oldest sister's 10 years older than I am. Her and her husband both are 10 years older than me. And my youngest sister's 7.5 years younger. There's like in 17 days being 18 years difference between my oldest sister and my youngest sister. So, that's just, what can I say? I mean, but all my sisters know I plan on moving to the Philippines when I'm finally ready to go after my mom passes. And 3 years is up from now because I need both things. I want to make sure. Yeah, it looks like that one's cracked.
I cracked the egg when I picked it up.
Oh, okay. But I want to I want to have the money to save so I could fly over there, put myself up in a couple different places. If Cebu doesn't work out, then somewhere else. But I want a good hospital near me. That's why I said, Cebu, Dumaguete area, Ormoc and Leyte, Davao, I think has a decent hospital area, and then somewhere outside of Manila. Those all have good hospitals. And at my age, even though I'm healthy, outside of I'm diabetic, but I don't have to take insulin, so it's just watch what I eat. And I take a couple of things, but no insulin. I just want a good hospital around because, at my age, eventually I'm not going to be as healthy.
Yeah.
Like, hopefully I'll make it as long as my mom or longer. As long as I have my health, I want to be around as long as I can be. It's just that simple. Like I said, I want to have my health too. But, so it just, these are things you have to think about when you're going to go somewhere else. You got to think, where can I live? Where will I be comfortable? And I've had people tell me, "Oh, Larry, you don't like change." And these are people that don't know me really. I worked with a girl who said, "Oh, you don't like change." No, I don't like change for the sake of change. I've been told, "Oh, this is going to be better," and it's not better. It's just change. I don't mind change if it's what I want or it makes things better. When I retire, whether I stay here or not, things are going to change. I'm not going to be getting up going to work. Now, you know how strange that's going to be to me? Well, at first, it's going to feel like I'm on vacation. Let's be honest about it. When you first, I know good well when I first do it, I'm going to think to myself, oh, I never have to worry about getting up and going to work again. But it's still, for the first month, maybe two, it's going to feel like I'm on vacation. I do not believe that the realization that I never have to work again will set in right away. It may set in quicker than I think it's going to do, but I think it's going to be a month or two. I think it's going to feel like a vacation, which is fine with me. That's what it is at first. And that's one of the reasons why I started doing YouTube. I know me well enough to know that if I don't do something, I may just want to lay around the house all day and not do anything. And I don't want to do that. I want something to do. So if I do YouTube, once I retire, I can get out. I'm somewhere else. Things are going to be new. It'll be a lot more for me to actually show that I find new and interesting. Now, my Filipino followers may not find it all that new and interesting. But everybody here in the States that follows me will find it new and interesting, hopefully. Or at least find it interesting. They may not find it new. So it'll give me a reason to get up off my couch and go out and do something. Now, I don't expect to do it every day. Who knows, I might. But when I first started vlogging, I did a lot more vlogging than I do now. And I slowed back down because if you do everything all the time, then you run out of things to do. And so, it's just something I have to look at and try to figure out what I want to do.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah. Now, Tim says when I retired, he couldn't believe how he got everything done when he was working. I'm going to tell you something. I don't get it done as quickly as I should. I'm going to be honest about it. I get more of it done on my days off. And some of that stuff should be done on the days I'm working, but I put it off till I'm off. But, that's the way it is for me. But, what's wrong with that chicken?
It's getting broody. I can hear the broodies when they want to become moms.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to lock her up here. Because I don't want more chickens, more roosters.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to lock her up there. Tomorrow I'll give her water and some feed.
Okay.
It's that motherly instinct. They want to become some of them want to become moms.
Yeah.
So I don't want that.
Well, I understand. It's either that or you have to start eating them or giving them away.
Yeah, that's more than enough. In about another 2 years, they'll stop. They won't be that productive with egg laying. They usually lay a lot of eggs during the first
Yeah.
4 years of their life.
Well, that's one
So
thing.
then,
I won't raise chickens, but then again, I don't plan on living out in the province. I want to live inside either a large town or a small city. And I consider Cebu a small city.
what does Mike have? He has the turkeys and what else does he have?
He's got lambs. He's got lambs, chickens. I don't know if he's got ducks or. I know he's
Remember
got.
Ed the
I
pig
know.
farmer had the pigs. Remember
Yeah.
Ed?
Oh yeah,
Lippet?
Ed Libbet,
Ed Lippet? Yeah.
the old pig farmer.
Yeah. So he probably made money there with the prices of uh the
Sure.
pork.
Yeah, yeah. And he'd come over to Cebu every once in a while and he'd get his hoagies.
Yeah. For the lechon.
Yeah. Well, he liked getting the hoagies.
Ah, the hoagie.
Uh, he get
I don't think
the hoagies when he went to Cebu.
I don't think I ever ate a hoagie before. That's something that it
It's something like a submarine or like Subway submarine sandwiches. There's something
yeah,
like that,
one of
but they're
those stuff.
smaller. They're smaller. Uh,
That's what one the other Ed would know more about that being from Philly.
yeah, yeah. I not heard from him in a long time.
Yeah, with the health, that's what pretty bad with your health going downhill. See
Well,
what happened with Leonard. Leonard was all fine, and
yeah. Well, Ed was his eyesight he was having trouble with.
but he also had trouble with his legs, wasn't it?
Yeah, he was having trouble with his legs, but the reason why he quit coming on was his eyesight.
Okay.
He couldn't see the chat or anything.
Yeah, difficult.
He had I think he had cataracts. He had to get cataract surgery.
Did he ever say how old he is?
No, he not. I think he's in his 50s. I think.
Yeah, he didn't look old, older, but he didn't look 40.
Like I said, I think he was around 50.
Yeah.
Remember, Junior was a teenager.
Yeah, Junior's 14, 15.
Yeah, about 15. He'd be about 15 or 16 now.
Yeah.
But so that would put him at least around 40, if not older. It depends on. Some people look older than what they are, and some of us look younger than what we are. Most people guess me younger than my age.
Yeah.
Well,
hey, do you remember Shopao Lee? I don't know if you're subscribed to her channel.
Yeah.
She's in Cebu.
Oh, is she?
Yeah, she did a few live streams late last week or earlier this week. I was able to be in some of those because she also does them in super early in the morning, which is evening over there.
Well, Shopao Lee, none of that's her name.
I thought it was Lee was her married
son. No,
Lee
is her son's name. That was her son's name.
Ah, okay.
If I remember right, Lee's her son, and Shopao is the food. Shopao Lee.
Yeah, the Shopao. I used to buy those at the 7-Eleven.
Yeah, but if I remember,
I used to buy those at the
Tim says
7-Eleven.
Daddy's almost 60. He says about 58 years old.
Okay. Yeah, and Chopao, yeah, she's in Cebu. She's not that far away from from SRP or in there
Well,
because you
like I
could see
said,
that big screen or the big screens that Chris would towards the end.
yeah,
Those big jumbotron TVs.
yeah.
You
Like
could
I
see
said,
those.
like I said, right now, my goal is when I move over there is to go to Cebu. Uh, you you've seen that video on where Dan and Minnie was staying at in Cebu, didn't you?
No, no, I haven't. I don't think I saw that one. I just saw the one I saw today is Filipina P.
No. I'm not saying it was today. This is one they did a
No,
while back because they
a
used to
while
have
back. Yeah.
they had an apartment. I want to say a studio apartment in Cebu that they had, and they showed the building and stuff like that. But it's close enough to walk to a mall and a couple of places to eat and stuff like that. I want to live in some place like that. It's not in the more expensive areas. It's not in uh, oh Cebu Park or what's that other place? Uh, Cebu Business Park. And what's the other one? There's a couple of them that are really more upper crust or
Well,
more expensive.
SRP is further away from the city. They've
Yeah,
been Cebu. That's where Chris had his
yeah.
condo.
Chris lived down around B. Rodriguez and was it C. Rodriguez?
No, that was during before, but at the end when he was
Oh, you're talking about when he's living out South Road development
yeah
area.
SRP South Road Properties.
Yeah.
That was towards the end, but before that, yeah, he lived there in that area, closer to the hospitals and
Well, you live close. He lived close to what they called that city, SR City or
yeah, the
SM
SRP
City, SMC, SM City
SM.
Mall or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
So you live close to there. Uh, but like I said, I want to find a place that I can afford, that I can walk to things. Because if I'm going to live in Cebu, I do not want to drive.
No, neither would I.
No, I mean now if I lived in Valencia or Dumaguete, okay, I'd get a bike.
I wouldn't even
Depends
want
on
to
where
do that.
depends on where I lived at, but I may get a bike if I lived in those areas. If I lived where I could walk to everything in Dumaguete, I'd walk and just take a trike when I needed to. But you know, you can't guarantee you can do that in Dumaguete. And if I lived in Valencia, I can guarantee I'd need a bike. At least get down to Dumaguete to catch a trike.
Yeah.
You know, uh, there's a couple I follow that a lot of times they'll ride their bikes down to Dumaguete, and then they'll take because they're going to be bouncing around. They'll take trikes so they don't have to always be looking to find a place to park the bikes, and that might be something. But like I said, it all depends on how I feel. I mean, I want to find a place I'm comfortable. Tim, I'd like to spend under 500 a month. I prefer under 400 if I can find it. I do believe I can find 400 or less a month. If we're talking about the rent.
Yeah, I would have told Tim something under 250.
Yeah, like I said, I would prefer to go as low as I can go. But in Cebu, I'm going to have to go a little higher than some of the other places.
But not as low as I don't know if Tim ever saw Barry Jordan's videos. Now that was really low.
I never watched Barry Jordan's videos, so I couldn't.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to. Yeah, at one point he lived near a cemetery, and some of those places were like not great places to live.
Yeah. And Tim, by the way, in Lapu Lapu, Mike said there's a place he knows where you can rent it for. He said 3,500 pesos, which is 70. He said it was under $100 a month. I don't know what the place looks like. Lapu Lapu would be a place I would consider, depends on how far away from the hospitals it is. But I would actually prefer in Cebu. Chris in Cebu had a fairly inexpensive place he was living at.
That was
And it
just too
seemed like he
small,
could
though.
walk to a lot of places.
Yeah, but it was too small for him and daughter and wife.
Well, they ended up with a 2-bedroom place there for a while.
Yeah,
They moved out of that studio and went to a 2-bedroom place
I remember. Yeah,
in that same area. That wasn't
yeah.
too expensive. Yeah, that's what Tim. That would be perfectly. I would be perfectly happy with that. Uh, and if it's unfurnished, well, then I'd buy my own furniture. If it's furnished, it's even better. Or partly furnished would help greatly. Uh, but Tim, I'm paying. Now I'm actually living in a place that's not that expensive for where I live. All right, in the area I live at, I'm actually living in a fairly inexpensive apartment building. I only pay about $700 a month. Now I know people have apartments very similar to mine and are paying over $1,000, and they're no better than what I have, but they're in a different area. Uh, Tim says they're in a brownout now. Yeah, that's something I'd have to get used to. I'll be honest. I would probably want to get myself, if I could get one, some way to generate power for my CPAP. And if the power went out at night, my CPAP would still work. Because if I could sleep, I can sleep through a brownout if it's at night. Open up your windows and do whatever you got to. I know they sell fans with batteries in them. So you can use a fan with a battery to blow air on you so you cool off that way if your air conditioner is not working. But the thing I need if I want to sleep is my CPAP. And like I said, they do have indoor electric generators. They're not gas powered or anything like that. They build up the electricity. When you have electricity, they build the power up, and they'll run your CPAP for 8, 10, 12 hours when the electricity goes out. So that's more than enough sleep. I just have to buy something like that. I have one right now here at home, but I don't think the power would transfer to the Philippines, so I'd have to get a different one there. Because like I said, without my CPAP, I'm not sleeping. Well, I can sleep, but it's not very restful. I have to sit up in a chair, lean back, and I have to be dead tired. I'm going to snore. I'm going to be tired. I'll be groggy, but I'll get some rest, which is better than nothing. But it's a lot better if I can lay down, use my CPAP, and just go to sleep. Which is, like I said, that. Hang on a minute. Let me show you something. See if I can get. There's the CPAP, and over there, that orange thing, that is the generator for my CPAP. Oops, let's get this back up here. So that orange thing that I was showing you is the generator for my CPAP if the electricity goes out. And what happens is when the electricity goes out, that kicks in. It doesn't make any noise. It just takes over, delivering electricity to my CPAP. And so I can still sleep. I may wake up for a second, but I'll go back to sleep because it'll be that quick. Blue Yeti machine. I'll look into something different like I said, when I go to move. Right now, I've had this for a few years. I've only had to use it a couple times, and that not at all since I've been down here. I did have power go out down here, but they had it back on fairly quickly. And so then it went back out.
Crystal still here? There?
Is who still here?
Crystal's adventure.
Crystal, Ann, you still here?
But they can't see it because it's too dark. But that's the corn that Paulina's feed on. I'm gonna go tomorrow.
Yeah,
That was a
she's still
corn.
here. She just put up 3 hearts for you, buddy.
Yeah, that's a corn. Everybody asked me if they're pigs. I said no, they're not pigs. They're peccaries. Those animals that when I go to the nature park, kind of look
Yeah,
like a pig, but it's not a pig. It's a peccary. Here we
I
call them
know. I
pavlinas.
know. I know. I can't remember how you pronounce the name of those things, but they do look a lot like pigs.
Yeah, it's a jabalina for us, but that's how we know it in Spanish. But
Yeah.
in English, it's called a peccary.
Okay.
It's
Well,
a they're edible. You can eat them. You can eat them. Just there's a gland that you have to remove to make sure not to burst, because then it's gonna stink up the meat.
yeah. Well, you know, I'm not a hunter. I have hunted, but I'm not a hunter. I'll be honest about it. I've hunted rabbit, uh, and
Rabbit,
I've you
yeah,
know
rabbit's good. I haven't ate squirrel, but I've ate.
I've had rabbit more than once. Uh, I had an uncle that raised rabbits for food,
Oh, that's good.
and so they weren't raised for pets; they were raised for food.
Yeah, for food.
And I'll tell you what, I've had. Have you ever had Danish corn hen?
No, it's I've seen them at the store, but it's kind of pricey. I've ate
They're
quail.
not. To me, they're not worth the price.
No, yeah, I've ate
How
quail
small?
before.
Look how small they are. To me, they're a little greasy. Maybe
Oh,
it's
they're
the way they
greasy.
were cooked, huh?
They're greasy.
To me, they were.
Oh, they weren't lean. Like if you eat quail, quail's lean.
Yeah, I don't think they're that lean. I mean, not like chicken. Chicken, I don't think is as greasy.
Oh,
Uh,
okay. Yeah.
uh,
I like
so
to.
it just, and I haven't had Danish corn hen in quite some time because, like I said, I'm sorry, I don't like duck either.
Never tried duck. I already ate the duck eggs, but never the duck.
I've had duck. I don't care for it. It's like lamb. I don't care for lamb.
Oh, lamb. I've ate it. A long time ago,
I've
more than
had it.
15 years
I
ago.
just don't care for it.
Yes.
Uh, I just don't care for the taste.
Goat's popular here.
Oh wow! Crystal says she's having quail egg now for breakfast.
Quail eggs, they're too small. I would have to eat 2 dozen in order for me to fill up. They're
Huh?
just too small.
I've not had
Unless,
quail egg.
unless you're talking about quack quack. I don't know. You
It's,
ever ate that,
I've never had
Larry?
that.
The
I've never
quack
had.
quack
Yeah, I've never had it.
is that when you see the street food is that orange,
Yeah,
the one that
yeah.
orange pillar.
I've seen it. I've seen people do. She goes, "Oh yes, sir, Jerry. I have 15."
Yeah, as you see, because it's too small.
But anyway, there's people have done videos where they were out and they showed the quick or quick. Is it quick or is it quack?
Quack
Quick,
quack.
right?
Yeah,
Huh?
quack.
Quack.
Quack. WKWEK.
Yeah, but they've shown it. I don't know. Maybe even Chris and Shabu's done it. But
No, I don't. Chris didn't like the street food. It was too
oh
greasy.
no, I'm just saying showing it.
Oh, I can't remember if he showed it.
Yeah. But there's a couple. There's a Melagene Salon. I don't follow her anymore, but I used to follow her. I think she's shown it.
Tox also does that.
Who?
Tox,
I'm not seeing.
TOK.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
TOKS, Tox Vlogs.
I know. I go to Talks.
Yeah,
I've been in her live a couple times.
yeah, she'll do she'll eat some of that. Sometimes they'll send her money, like uh, to send her a little bit of money, so she'll buy either from the wet market or she'll buy Jollibee or whatever, and do like a little food review.
Yeah. Like I said, there's a few vloggers that have shown it. They've shown the balut.
Yeah, the balut. You gotta eat that at least once.
No, I don't. There's not enough alcohol in the world, well alone the Philippines, to get me to eat balut. Okay? No.
Yeah. No, yeah, it's okay. I don't like it with vinegar. I don't like vinegar. I just eat it with the salt.
I'm sorry, I'm not eating it with anything.
Yeah, I just eat the salt with the salt. I don't like vinegar.
Like I said, there's not enough alcohol in the world, well alone Philippines.
And the when I was there with the family I was with there, they asked me. They would ask me if I wanted rice. I said because I don't want rice. Not every day, 3 times a day.
I can eat rice every day, but I'm with you. I wouldn't want it 3 times a day.
Yeah, well, I can't eat it. I don't eat it. I eat rice maybe 10 times a month, but I can't eat it every day.
Yeah. Well, rice every day is more than I normally would eat it, but I could do that every day.
For
I
for us down here,
I can eat pork every day if I need to.
yeah. For us here, beans. For being Hispanic, you eat beans in every meal.
Potatoes.
Potatoes is yeah. They ask me.
For my area, potatoes.
Yeah, I get asked.
You have hash browns for breakfast. You can have French fries or fried potatoes, or you can have a baked potato, boiled potatoes. There's all kinds mashed potatoes.
Yeah, mashed potato salad, and there's a whole bunch of.
I've had potato pancakes.
Not tried that. They even.
What a potato pancake is when you take your mashed potatoes and when it's left over, you kind of mix some stuff and you fry it. That's how you warm it up, like a pancake.
Yeah, I like the. They always ask me, you always eat tacos, tortillas. Because, of course, it's cheap over here.
Yeah.
Not really cheap, but it's affordable. Not good for the body, but it's something you eat every day.
Yeah. Well, I like tacos. I like burritos better, but
yeah,
enchiladas.
Yeah, enchiladas. There's so many different. I like the ones with the beef, but the chicken are okay. So are the cheese.
Yeah. Well, when I go back home to Terre Haute, my best friend David back home and my cousin George and I, we usually go to a Mexican restaurant. Sometimes George's wife Mary and David's wife Lisa will join us, but we almost always go out and have Mexican at this one Mexican restaurant they both go to, and they know the people that run it. We always go in there and have a lunch at least once while I'm home, and I usually get a couple of burritos and refried beans and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And there, I'm going to tell you, if you go to a good Mexican restaurant, and when I say good, I mean where the cooks really know what they're doing. Usually they're Mexican themselves. Usually, you can't beat it.
Nope.
Yeah.
And a good, excellent Mexican restaurant is one that serves homemade corn tortillas.
Yeah. I don't know if they serve homemade. There's one that I went to last year for my birthday. Because I like to do something different for my birthday usually. And I hadn't had a set down Mexican restaurant meal in a long time. I went in there and they knew what they were doing. I mean, it was really good food. It wasn't cheap because they were it was a nice restaurant, but it was a very good Mexican restaurant. Best one I've been to out here. And so I'll probably go again, but it's like I said, it was not cheap.
No.
I mean, I can get some decent, not tacos. Hang on a minute, burritos. But they're more like a fast food. Like I don't know if you ever heard of Moe's or what's that other place? There's another place that specializes in, you go in, you walk down the line, and they make it for you as you're going down the line. I cannot think of the name of it, but there's a couple places like that. Moe's one of them. And but I like Moe's better than the other one. They make it decent. They make a decent burrito. Like I said, it's not quite as good as that restaurant I went to, but it's not as expensive as that restaurant either.
Oh, exactly. See the little action camera?
Yeah, that's a nice
In the
camera.
middle of the screen, it's really bright, but if you go over here, it's darker.
Yeah. I see that. You also have the grid on your camera too.
Yeah, I was watching a vlogger. I didn't like that before, but now I like it. I never used the one before.
Okay,
And now I saw the guy said you should use the grid. He was doing his vlog. Comes in really handy. And
all right. Now
so
I gotta start reading up on how to edit and stuff like that more.
mine are real simple edits. I don't go into expensive
I'm not talking
software.
about fancy editing.
No, it's just
I don't edit at all.
yeah. I didn't do that before, but since I paid for that program, I don't know, 2 years ago,
Yeah.
it's like $8 or $10 for the. No, I think it was like $20 for the whole lifetime.
Yeah.
And that's the one that I use when I put a name or a word on the video that'll say I'm at this joint. That's what I use the software. Or when I had to really remove music for copyright claims.
Like I said, I can't do that because I don't edit at all.
Yes, I don't want no copyright
Do
claims.
you know how I edit? I redo it.
Nah.
I just redo the whole thing. If I make a mistake, I just start over and do the whole thing.
Yeah, I know.
That's why I try not to do too long of the videos, because if I make a mistake, you do a 10, 15-minute video.
Yeah, I'd be lame.
Redo the whole thing.
Plus a really long video, people lose interest.
Yeah, like I said, I try to keep it under 5 minutes most of the time.
Yeah, I keep it under 10.
Yeah.
And as long as they see 2-3 minutes, I'm fine.
Like I said, I try to keep it under 5. I don't always get it done. Well, my first couple of videos, I didn't even come close to getting it done. But I didn't do it for everybody. I mean, my first one was, "Hi, I'm Lazy Larry." And that's because Mike and a lot of the others and Chris and Sabu were asking me how come I use the name Lazy Larry.
Yeah.
So I did a video explaining how I got the name Lazy Larry and why I use it. That was probably about 15 minutes long. And then I did another video because I kind of enjoyed it. And talking about before I was Lazy Larry, and I was talking about, how by the time I was 13, I lived in 18 houses. Went to 6 elementary schools. One of those I went to twice, so you can say it was 7. I changed schools 7 times. And then junior high to through high school, I didn't move. I lived in the same house the whole time. And when I was in boot camp, my family moved, but they told me before I went in they were going to. They put the house up for sale before I went in. And while I was in boot camp, I got a letter from my parents, my father, saying, "Hey, we moved. Here's the new address. Here's the new phone number. As of this date, that's where we'll be living." And so, and they lived there for quite a few years. And when I got out, they had moved again. Right around the corner.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They lived on Dexter Street while I was in the service. They moved around the corner. It was 1, 2, 3 houses. It was one house, 2 houses from the corner on Dexter. They lived in the third house. And they lived right on the corner of 25th and Dexter on 25th Street. So they moved about 4 houses down and one across the street. And they lived there for, oh, God, until my sister just bought a house a couple years ago out in North Terre Haute. because it was, well, my mom and my sister, my sister Ruth Ann, not the sister that bought the house. My sister Alice is the one that bought the house. They all three lived together at the time. Ruth Ann and my mom were having trouble with linoleum and carpet. The linoleum was too slick and the carpet was my sister Ruth Ann has MS. And my mom, she's just getting old and her feet didn't move as well as they should. So she bought a house with no carpet, no linoleum, that had wood floors, but that was better for them. And then they had towel, not linoleum. Towel's a little more sturdy, a little less slippery. And that's where my sister Ruth Ann and Alta still live. Where my mom was living when we had to put her in the nursing home. So whenever I go home, or my sister Wanda goes home, that's where we stay. Now, my sister Wanda and I are both going back home in August, I believe. So one of us will probably stay at another relative's, or we'll get a hotel room.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how my sister feels about it, but they got the one bedroom, but they also have a futon, which a lot of people, in case you don't know, makes out into a bed. It's a couch that makes out into a bed. I will not sleep on that thing, and it's not comfortable. I'd rather pay for a hotel room.
Yeah.
I've slept on it once or twice, and that's it. I won't do it again. Very uncomfortable. And for my sister, it would be. My oldest sister has a bad back. She was born with a bad curvature of the spine. That would kill her. No.
Yeah.
No. And so that's not going to happen. Now, so we're just we'll go back home and visit. The reason why we're both planning on going home in August is one of our cousins wants to have a family reunion. This is on my mother's side. They don't get together as much. Well, outside of the first cousins, we get together quite a bit. But the other cousins on my mother's side don't get together a whole lot. And one of my grandmother's brother's daughter wants to have the get together. So hopefully more people will show up. So we'll see. But there will be a get together of the family. So go home and see some cousins I didn't get to see last time because they just don't get together that much. I did get to see my cousin Kathy, who's on that side of the family. She came out to my cousin George's house for a family gathering we had last time I saw her. And we had a really nice time. So this time it's her sister wanting to throw the party. So hopefully we'll see more of her family. She has quite a few sisters. A brother, Billy, that I know. Billy's about my age. But I haven't seen Billy in, 30 years or more.
A long time.
Oh, yeah. Well, like I said, they just don't get together.
Yeah.
They really don't. My grandfather's side of the family, they don't get together that much. I'm talking about his brothers and sisters' kids. You could go visit them, and they'll entertain you all day. They love to have you come over, but they don't want to go to your place. They don't want to go anywhere else. And so they just don't get together very often. And so whenever they're going to have one, I go. Now, my dad's side of the family got together every year. And as far as I know, they still do. I just don't make it back home too often for it. I usually don't like to go home in August. And LV, this would be LV's kind of weather. In August back home, you're in the 90s with high humidity. And I can take that weather. Like I said, I grew up with it. But if I don't have to be in it, why be in it? When I could go home in June or July or September when the weather's nicer. Where I'm from, back in Indiana, if you don't get at least 2 weeks of 90 plus to around 100, you get a mild summer. you usually get more than 2 weeks of that. I can remember 1 month. It was in August. Oh, you got 1,000 peso there, huh?
Walang pera. So for the
Oh
anybody
yeah,
in
a
the
couple
chat,
hundreds too. You're ready
yeah,
to
I
go back.
gotta,
You're ready to go back.
yeah, it's got a
Yeah. Was that a 200 peso?
200. Then of course the
100.
you see the 100. Oh, so on the other side,
Yeah, there you go.
yeah, got the
50.
50 pesos.
Yeah.
Then of course this thing has a lot of coins. I think it's probably like $100 here that I have that I came back with. Got all the coins that came in handy with a trike and a jeepney. What I think was cool was a 20. It's too dark now, so but that's supposed to be the 20 peso coin. Looks really nice. They look like Mexican money. 8:30. I'm gonna call it a night because it's bedtime.
That's a 500 yen.
Yen. I don't have 500. I think I have some yen, but I think it's smaller bills.
Yeah. Well, I
And
got stuff. If I had my uh,
I brought some Taiwanese.
yeah.
2 bills from Taiwan, and have some from Singapore. I regret not getting anything from England when my layover.
This is $1 Hong Kong. Back when England was still in charge of Hong Kong.
Before what? Before 1999 or before 2000?
Yeah. Long before that. That coin's from the 70s.
Oh,
Well, last time me or my older brother was in the Hong Kong was in the 70s. I got some Chinese bills. I got a scrapbook from my trip. I went to China in '99, and in that one I got some bills that are bigger than that 500 art. And but yeah, I just I like those.
my friend over there, she never used it, and she kept on seeing.
See
I
that?
didn't know they had them here,
Yeah.
and she kept on. She saw that I use it a
Now
lot.
yours is silver, mine's black.
Okay, yeah, this is silver,
Yeah,
and
like I
she
said,
kept.
mine's black. See?
Hmm. Yeah, and she saw. She kept on seeing me that I use it. I use it every time,
Yeah. Well,
and
I got three of them. I got
she
one
gave
I
it to me.
got here, one I have in my living room, and one I have at work. I just leave it at work.
Yeah, I use it every day. I use this, and she never used it.
I use one at work every day I work, and then the one in here I use at least a couple times a week, and the one in my living room the same thing.
Yes. Yeah, so this is a souvenir from them, from back over there in the Philippines. I didn't know they sell them over here.
Yeah, I
But
got
hold
mine
on.
through Amazon.
Okay. She got this at Green Hills Mall. I don't know if anybody in the chat has ever gone to Green Hills Mall over in San Juan City.
Yeah. Well, like I said, that one will hold my large camera, the one I have.
Yeah.
I had one, and I left it at my Amazon where I worked there, but it was a plastic one, and it would hold this phone, my smaller phone, but would not hold my large phone
Not plastic now. This the metal's
unless
better.
I stood it up. You know, the those things weren't wide enough on the bottom.
No, it's got a good base.
No. I'm not talking about
Yeah.
the base. I'm talking about right here. These things.
Oh, the clamp.
Yeah.
Okay.
The ones on the plastic one weren't wide enough to hold the big one.
Oh, this one could hold
Yeah.
the
Like I said, this
cell
one.
phone case.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. This one
Really,
can.
they are nice. And
Oh,
now the one
yeah.
I had, the plastic one, like I said, now it would hold the small one, and I could set it on its side or up tight up. But the big one I had to have like this all the time. I could not set it on its side on the plastic one.
Yeah.
This one I can set in either direction with ease. So they're much bigger. They're much nicer. And this is called a Nulaxy, Nulaxy, Nulaxy phone,
Well,
cell phone holder.
yeah, not sure. This one doesn't have a name, so
Yeah.
she got this at the mall, so they're inexpensive over there.
Like I said, it looks just like it. I mean, the design is almost exactly like it. So
Yeah.
might be a couple small differences, but yeah, that has that on the bottom. What you can do, and I'm sure you know it. What you can do, you take this, you fold that in, you fold it down, and there you go.
Yep, that's what it does. But since I always have it here on the
Yeah, I don't.
table.
I don't either.
Yeah.
See, you see the bottom there. It's got those things there like you do.
Yeah.
And then it's got those holes. Like I said, that's for putting those clamps through. Then you just pick out what angle you want to put it at, and then you just put your phone in there. And
Yeah.
so I have one phone in there all the time when I'm doing this, and so I can read the. Well, honestly, it's just to put an extra person in here. I got something here from Amazon. Let's see what they got to say. Elvis Live. Just let me know. I got another package being delivered tomorrow from Amazon.
Tomorrow, Sunday?
Yeah, Amazon delivers on Sunday. They deliver right to your apartment if they deliver it themselves. But I got a what's coming in tomorrow? I don't remember. Today was a lunch box. I bought a new lunch box because I want one that I can put some stuff in and carry it flat so I can use my microwave at work, but I had to have it insulated. The bag I have is not insulated. It's clear plastic, which I got the clear plastic because at Amazon, if you had a clear plastic bag, it's a lunch bag or a sling bag actually. That you didn't have to open it up; you just had to let them look and see that they could see inside of it and see you didn't have anything. So I always carried a clear either lunch bucket or bag or the sling bag. I bought the sling bag when the one bag went bad on me. But I bought this one because it's got two compartments, one on top, so you can keep stuff up there and not down with the cold stuff. And I want to start taking stuff in that I can warm up, that I cook myself instead of taking in cold cut sandwiches.
Yeah.
I think it'll be a little healthier. And I want to put some ice bags in with it so the other bag I have wouldn't work. The insulated bag will help keep it cold so I can keep it right there in the gatehouse with me. I was glad to hear, Tim, you got your power back.
Awesome.
That's good. He said he'd been in a brownout, so power just came back on. That's nice. But so, like I said, I just got that bag, so I'll cook something up tomorrow or Monday, maybe both days, and whatever's left from that, I'll take into work on Tuesday and Wednesday. Then I'll grab something else to fix to take in Thursday and Friday. I used to do that a lot before, and I got away from it when I started working where I had a harder time taking stuff in and getting to it. And so I need to get back into that because, like I said, it's healthier. It's a little healthier for you. So
yeah,
I'm going to be doing that.
Well, Larry, I'm gonna call it a night because it's 8 here. It's 8:40.
Yeah, it's nine almost 9:40 here. So I
Yeah.
think I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up myself. I want to thank everybody for coming. And I want to remind you guys to be kind to each other. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Plus, as always, try to have fun. All right, everybody. Thanks. Feels like 96 here. Woo! That's warm there, Tim. Bye, everybody. We're going to end it. Hey, take care.